So you're thinking about moving to DeSoto, Kansas? Well, good news. In this video, we're going to be talking all about DeSoto, Kansas from DeSoto, Kansas. And if you stick around to the end, I think you're going to be shockingly surprised as we take you through some neighborhoods at different price points so you can see what you might be able to afford on your budget. And we're going to get started right now. Hey, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Kansas City and places in the surrounding area like DeSoto, Kansas, and click subscribe, hit that little bell for notifications so you can be the first to know the current market right here in the KC metro area. My name is Zac Morton. My business partner Max Jones, the Mojo Real Estate team, and I have been helping people move to Kansas City for over 20 years. We get calls, texts, emails from people just like you every single day, and we absolutely love it. But you don't have to take our words for it. See what our clients have to say with over 600 5-star Google reviews for folks just like you. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, you can just pick up the phone, give us a call, shoot us a text, drop us an email, even schedule a Zoom call. All of that contact information is down below this video in the description. So we can chat with you about your goals and help you with that seamless transition into your new neighborhood. So today we're in DeSoto and let's just start talking about it. So DeSoto, Kansas, we're only 11 square miles, so very small suburb of Kansas City. It is located on the southwest side of the city center, so pretty far west. I'd say more west than south, with a population of 6,100 people. So pretty small town, but a lot of times when we talk about, the city center and the size of the town, school districts, when you take the whole DeSoto school district into account, it's really almost 100 square miles, so pretty good size. But anyway, we're talking about DeSoto proper right now. So that's kind of the feel I'm standing on. It's not Main Street, but it's kind of like the Main Street. And that's pretty much it. It's a small, quiet, quaint town. I mean, that's what the residents boast. It's like, it's kind of like Cheers with a stop sign, is how I've heard some of the residents put it. So everybody knows everybody, everybody's close by, but from a real estate setup is kind of like the close to town walkability stuff, but then you've also got the estate style big lots with acreage and all kinds of amenities that come with that. So location wise, getting around from here, you are about 30 minutes to Kansas City's city center, and we're about 45 minutes to the airport. So not the closest of the suburbs that we've kind of talked about, but that's kind of what makes kind of the special sauce that makes this place so unique and special. All right, let's get right into some of that shocking news that I promised you. So back in the good old days, DeSoto kind of put on the map because there was an ammunition plant. It's over 10 square miles, lots of real estate. And there was an Army ammunition plant where they made smokeless gunpowder, rocket propellants, all that kind of stuff. And when you're dealing with gunpowder and propellants, or explosives, you need a lot of space because you can't just stick all your gunpowder in one warehouse. So with all that acreage, they had all these things set up all over so they could store this stuff, and not one place was too close to the other, so you don't risk, all your eggs in one basket kind of scenario. So anyway, that got shut down years ago, and it's just been this huge area around it that's just been sitting there. So now it's been taken over. Panasonic is actually coming into town and is developing a $4 billion EV battery plant right here in DeSoto that's supposed to create instantly over 16,000 construction jobs that'll be here. But then once it's up and running, 4,000 permanent jobs. And then they're saying probably another 400 jobs to kind of help that service grow. Now with that, they've also announced other projects, like they're putting in a solar park. You've got all that space. It was the ammunition plant. There's really, there's still a lot of cleanup that has to happen, and they're going to town with infrastructure and redoing the wastewater treatment. There's just a lot that they have to do to kind of pave the way so that they can continue to build and grow as this already is starting to attract more and more businesses. So a lot of infrastructure is going in, but this is the biggest economic development that Kansas, the whole state of Kansas, has ever seen is happening right here with this project. And that's in 161 years of Kansas's history. So pretty cool. It's going to be attracting a lot of people, and that's why we're kind of excited. and why DeSoto has been a hot topic for the last year and a half or so, as they're breaking ground now, and it is all coming together. And I think by 2025 they plan to be in production, but we're already getting calls. People are asking about it that are going to be transferring in, potentially working there. So it's already a hot topic, and I want you to hear it here first. So DeSoto, Kansas is located in Johnson County. And Johnson County is one of the sweetest counties that Kansas City has to offer. There's several of the city's top suburbs are in Johnson County, so that just adds to the charm of DeSoto. But please check out our vlogs if you're interested in the Johnson County area. We've got Overland Park, Shawnee, and actually we're going to be talking about those as we get in the school districts a little bit. But this area, it's one of the best in the country as far as counties go. So definitely worth taking a look at, especially if you are after A+ public school systems. You can't go wrong with Johnson County. Schools. So schools are one of the best things, in my opinion, DeSoto has to offer. Work with a lot of families that are coming into the area, and that's usually the first thing that we hear is, hey, what are the schools like? We're looking for this school district. A lot of times people already are on greatschool.org or niche.com and have already figured out what school districts they are wanting, and then they just reach out to us to kind of hone in that neighborhood. So I know schools are important, but yeah, DeSoto School District, you have 2 high schools, you have 3 middle schools, and you have 7 elementary schools. And on any given day when the doors open, they welcome over 7,500 students throughout all those schools. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, Zach, you said the population of DeSoto was only 6,100, but 7,500 kids are going to school out there? Yeah, that's right. In fact, a lot of the suburbs that are first tier to DeSoto, so you've got, let's see, at the north, we got Shawnee, or these are east, but from north to south on the east side, we got Shawnee, Lenexa, and Olathe. Some of those subdivisions will have DeSoto in their school district, so kids from those areas on the west side of town are going to the DeSoto school system because it's so great. Now, some of that's Blue Springs schools, which is super highly sought after, but the DeSoto school district's coming in number 2 in the whole Kansas City area. And I think in the whole state of Kansas. So you can't go wrong out here. If schools are important to you, they've got that one nailed. Our private school options as well. Nothing in DeSoto proper, but that's just 11 square miles. So to get to Lenexa, which you're gonna have, that's probably gonna be the closest place to start finding some of those private school options. You're talking like 11, 12 minutes. There's also university satellite campuses, Johnson County community colleges in that general direction. So within 30 minutes, you're getting to, 15 to 30 minutes, you're getting to a lot of that stuff as you head east out of DeSoto. But then west, if you want to go right on out to KU, that's a 30-minute drive. So to live in the town of Lawrence, or if you are a parent and you're wanting to send a kid out there, but you want to get that in-state tuition, that's something you can consider too. It's a 30-minute drive. In fact, we have a lot of people that I talk to that don't necessarily want to live in the party-in little Lawrence college town, although it's cute and sweet and quaint, but it goes through its phases where it's full of life and then it's quiet. And then you're going out there for the basketball games and it's crazy and the streets are packed. And so not everybody, not all the professors want to live in that town and deal with that on a day-to-day basis. So this makes it a great spot for the kind of that country feel, 30-minute drive to work. It's an easy commute right down the highway. It's not a ton of back roads unless you want it to be. So we see that a lot too. All right, so we're gonna back up and add this to the school section, but I did wanna mention that sometimes when you get in these school districts that are a little further out, although this one's fairly competitive, but your kids might have a little more opportunities at getting on. The student to teacher ratio is a little better. There might be some more opportunities. So I just wanted to read, because we get this a lot too, they want their kids to be on certain sports teams, but the school district offers all the sports you can think of. So right out of the gate, we've got the fall sports are cheer, cross country, dance, football, golf, soccer, tennis, volleyball. And then the winter sports are baseball, basketball, bowling, swimming, and wrestling. And then the spring sports, we've got baseball, golf, soccer, softball, swimming, tennis, track and field, both girls and boys. And it is a blast. They've got nice facilities, stadiums, all that kind of stuff. So this is just state of the art. and lots of opportunities for your kids to excel and climb that ladder in the school system and work their way towards higher education. That's what's in store for them. All right, how about some cost of living numbers? Well, it's really not too bad. It's coming in, niche.com has this rated at 106% of the national average. So it costs you just a little bit more than your average spot in America. But when you kind of break that all down, 100%, that's pretty close to 100%. And to be in Johnson County, I'll throw up this cost of living graph where you can see like the bright pink, we see DeSoto all the way out to the west. Well, pretty much all that pink stuff that's kind of south and kind of blocked together, that's all Johnson County for the most part. So when you're in the county, you're still paying your property tax, all that stuff. So we're gonna kind of be in the ballpark, but the cost of housing, to be in Johnson County, or a little further west, you do get a lot more for your money out here than you would be like, let's say in Overland Park. In some cases, like almost $100,000 more bang for your buck being out here. Now the prices out here, some of these small towns where we get out in the country and you think, oh, it's gonna be cheap, I'm gonna get a steal. It's not the case here. This is kind of still an upscale area. We're still in Johnson County. Now these people may be sitting on acreage or out on the farm, but they're still drinking their coffee with their pinky out or their teeth. I'm just kidding, but that's kind of the vibe. It's a nice place, it's quiet, you keep it clean, and just a good spot that really doesn't sacrifice on anything. It's just nice. So along with cost of living, we're gonna have the median income out here is coming in right at $92,000 a year. And while we're talking about cost of living and all that fun stuff, let's just kind of dig into the real estate and talk about some of the average prices and all that. All right, real estate numbers. Directly from our MLS right here in Kansas City, over the last 12 months, we've got currently 21 active properties with an average or median active price of $529. And we have 82 properties that have sold over the last year. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's not a big space, with a average sale price of $420. Now, there is a big difference in that because of what our market's doing right now. We are low on inventory, but new construction, the prices haven't really came down yet. So there is that little gap between active and sold, but we are continuing to push through that. And there's still lots of deals to have. It's just when those 420, those average price points hit the market, they just don't tend to stick around a whole lot. So that's why our active list is pretty low. But anyway, so 420 gets you in DeSoto out here with that country vibe. And then, up in the fives and you're in more of that new construction kind of feel, which we're gonna go take a look at here in just a little bit. How about restaurants and nightlife? So not a huge selection as you're probably expecting. There is, right on this street, we've got a pizza shop, a bar and grill. There's a couple coffee shops. There's another bar and grill down on Lexington. There's a bar 30 that has some live music and serves drinks. So there's a Chinese restaurant. So that's pretty much it. And then as far as shopping options, like grocery, you are gonna have Harps, which is gonna be the main grocery store here. There is a Dollar General, and that's about it for groceries. So if you want to do any big box shopping or hit some big box grocery stores, you're really not far. It said Lenexa City Center, 15 minutes to the east, and they have a brand new, check out our vlog on Lenexa, where we go down to the Lenexa City Center, and they have the big farmers market, all the organic shops, a lot of shopping. And then you can take it another 15 minutes into Overland Park if you want, for a total of 30 minutes. And you're at some of the best shopping Kansas City has to offer on the south side of Overland Park, or 30 minutes total right up into downtown towards the plaza. So here, not a whole lot of stuff, just enough to get you by. I mean, if you run out of milk, you're covered. If you're just getting the basics, I mean, you can live at Harps Grocery. It's a sizable grocery store, but if you're going out for some specialty stuff, then you're probably gonna be making a trip, once every couple weeks or once a month to Lenexa. But really, you don't have to. You can make it right here. They got everything you need. How about property taxes and sales tax? Well, sales tax, it's Johnson County, so it's kind of across the board, but 9.73 on sales tax. I know some of you guys don't have sales tax at all, and our property taxes in Johnson County is right about 1.38%. It varies from place to place and mill levies and all kinds of crazy gorilla math, but on average, that's kind of what we see. That's usually always posted, so you can figure that out. And the sales tax, that's just on goods, and I don't believe it's on service, actually. Oh, taxes are taxes. But there is no e-tax, so that's always good. Some Kansas people don't even know what that is, but if you're living on the Missouri side, on the Kansas City side on Missouri, you might be affected by that 1% earnings tax. DeSoto, no e-tax, so you get to keep that 1% that you make and keep it, put it in your pocket. So that's nice. Let's see, how about the weather out here? We get 40 inches of rain a year. There is 15 inches of snow a year and 214 days of sunshine. So it's not like DeSoto gets different weather from any other suburb in Kansas City, but in general, we're gonna see all 4 seasons of the year. Right now it's fall, so you can see we got crunchy leaves on the ground. And they're really just about the time you're sick of it, especially the hot and the cold months. It's like already getting ready to change. So in the summer, we have a couple weeks where it's blistering hot, kind of hovering around 100. Up to that, it's pretty nice. After that, it's super nice. The falls are amazing and dry here. The springs are wet and steamy, and then the summers are super humid. We get all that humidity out of the Gulf. It just comes straight up over Missouri with that south wind. Super humid. You'll hear people say, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. And if you're not used to that, you will experience that here. But again, you know, it's for a month or so, and really only 2 weeks is miserable. Then we're right into fall, and even though it gets hot as heck on those summer days, it makes the evenings like magical. When you're like out walking downtown, going out for a stroll, and you're in shorts and a tank top, and you don't need a jacket. There's no way you're gonna get cold. So hot summer nights are kind of fun, especially if you're into the lakes and out on the water. It makes for some amazing evenings. And then we get right into fall, slowly transition into winter, start throwing on jackets. Like, it is the middle of November right now, and I'm in a t-shirt and it's sunny and I'm a little on the warm side. But as we get kind of halfway through December, you're wearing a jacket every day. January is probably our coldest month. That's when we get that snow. It doesn't really stick around very long, maybe a day, maybe 2, then it kind of melts off. The road crews here get this thing called black ice, so it does get dangerous because we have those freeze-thaw temperatures that happen during the day and at night. They do a great job of salt and sanding the streets, and for the most part, it's pretty well taken care of, but you do have to be careful. And then spring kicks off, you know, in April. Well, all the snow goes away, and then the Mayflowers bring spring. Something brings Mayflowers. I don't know, stupid song. But anyway, then spring comes, and we're right back in the cycle again, and beautiful, beautiful spring. And then, you know, just back to that winter, it's only like that 0 degrees and below for about a couple weeks, and then you're out of that again too. So happens pretty quick, and then we're on with life. But that's what you can expect. Depending on where you come from, you might not be used to that. So we want to let you know. All right, so that sounds good. Prices are fair. You can get a lot for your money out here as far as houses go. We got a grocery store, we got everything we need. The school districts are great. Crime, what's the catch to that? How's crime? Man, crime is virtually non-existent out here. We'll throw a crime graph up, but you can see the orange line bouncing across the bottom. Virtually, when you read all the reviews from the people that live here, I always try to do that just to kind of get a sense for if everybody's falling around the middle, or falling around loving the town, or falling around hating the town, which happens in some towns. Everybody's at the top and loving this. In fact, several of them say crime is almost non-existent. Great crime reports. In fact, one of the websites is my go-to for crime reports had a blank. They had no information on DeSoto because there wasn't enough activity to even come up with a data point. So anyway, that just goes to show you that I think it's going to be just fine if crime's important to you on DeSoto. All right, so demographics. So we'll throw up this chart here that kind of shows it's a pretty good spread across the board of as far as age goes, except for that 18 to 24 year old age demographic, where they are, I would imagine, growing up in a smaller town, they're just dying to get out and move to the city or going to college. So that's probably exactly what's happening there. But continuing to see growth out here. It's growing at 8% year over year, continuing to grow. We're gonna go see some new construction that's just been exploding lately here in just a little bit. And with that new plant coming in too, and 4,000 jobs being in Johnson County, so close to the city, everything's just kind of growing this way. And I think it's just gonna go, if I had the crystal ball, I wish I did, but my prediction with my crystal ball is that this place is just going to continue to see more and more growth, especially property values, newer construction, newer subdivisions, maybe even some planned community developments that are just super sweet with all the infrastructure that they're putting in and new roads and just everything that they're doing with wastewater and everything to get ready for all the growth that's about to happen. There's going to be some sweet stuff happening out here. So definitely keep an eye on DeSoto for continued growth, and as this place just keeps getting better and better every year. All right, how about some fun things to do around here, right? We are kind of out in a small town, so what do you do? So there is, let's see, right out of the gate, there is Ginter's sunflower farm. So in the summer and fall, there will be people in groves going out to take their pictures with these sunflowers, right? Kansas, maybe you don't know this, the sunflower is the state flower for Kansas. And there's just fields and fields of these sunflowers. Some of them grow like 10, 15 feet, well, 10 or 12 feet tall. Huge sunflowers. Some are just up to your chin, but I mean, the flowers are the size of your face, so it's pretty incredible. Birds are all coming through to eat all the seeds, so it's just quite a sight. Makes great holiday photos, great fall photos with pumpkins and sunflowers and all that good stuff. So you can go check that out. There is also an indoor, what's it called? Pin High, I believe. It's an indoor golf simulator with a bar and a pub and all that. Everything's got a pub in it these days, but yeah, so you can go in there, you rent a little booth with a table, kind of similar to like the axe throwing booths and the knife throwing booths. You got your own little party set up, and you're bringing your clubs in or use theirs, and you're hitting them into a computer screen wall, and you're playing rounds of golf while you're having drinks and eating with your friends. So got one of those here. There is Lexington Park, has a 32 acre lake, over 400 acres of park in the area. Disc golf course, there's golf course. What else are you going to be doing? There is a 16 acre Kill Creek, which they're not killing dogs down there, but dog park, 16 acre off leash dog park. Lots of walking trails through the park. The Kansas River borders the north side of town, which is just maybe 3 or 4 blocks north of me now. So you've got river stuff you can do. Kansas River's not really known for boating and playing on. It's pretty murky. All the major rivers, the Missouri River, the Kansas River, Clay County is a county near us. So when you just think of that, it's the common thing that we hear about the Missouri or the Mississippi River. They're all pretty murky, is it's too thick to drink and too thin to plow. So, but at night when the light's just right, you can't even tell, and it just looks beautiful. You have the sun setting off of it. But anyway, do you have a river here? Lots of fish in it. There will be boats going up and down, canoeing, all kinds of fun stuff you can do when you got a river in your backyard. All right, we've also got a place called Happy Valley Farm, and just like saying that, I used to live in a place called Happy Valley, so which is just a farm that's got, the kids go out there, you can pick pumpkins, pumpkin patch, corn mazes. There'll be some petting zoo type animals. So it's just an old farm that there's a lot of those around the outskirts of Kansas City, probably most places. It's a great place to go in the fall, take photos, get your pumpkins, and get ready for the fall festivities. So Happy Valley Farms. So how about employers? Well, you already know I'm going to say Panasonic, 4,000. So that's coming. But besides that, you get the DeSoto School District taking care of all those 7,500 kids. That's going to employ about 1,600 people. You've got Engineered Air, which is a big plant just around the corner, 800 people. We got an animal health place. We got a custom foods, a frozen foods place. Good Sense Deli, if you know what Subway is. I think Good Senses are everywhere. They may not be, but they're in the Midwest and Kansas City certainly. And it's kind of like a Subway. So they have their headquarters here, Hillside Village. But I think really the big stuff's coming. That you're going to be excited about it. You might be looking at DeSoto for that reason, and it's going to be the Panasonic, the solar fields, and then everything that kind of comes with that as we continue to add more and more businesses to help support that, and more shopping that comes this way to support the growing population, and more amenities. And it's just kind of an exciting time to be on this beautiful day out here in DeSoto. So on Labor Day out here, actually the Thursday before Labor Day, they have a Labor Day festival right here in town. And I guess it's one of the biggest in the country because it starts on Thursday and goes all the way till Monday. But that's kind of their claim to fame here in DeSoto. And then they also do a fall one like a river fest that the Rotary Club puts on. So it's more of a wine thing, but another reason to kind of get the town together. So those are kind of the two main events. But I think all in all, we touched on most of the things that you're gonna find and how it feels when you get to DeSoto. I mean, just driving in on the highway, you're coming through a lot of, just open ground highway without, I mean, there's so much construction that's happening as people are moving west in Lenexa and Shawnee, and as everything continues to go west from there, and as well as why DeSoto's kind of going south and to the east, and it's all going to be meeting up before we know it with all kinds of opportunities and growth for, not just new subdivisions and housing, but job opportunities, shopping, just more amenities that make it Johnson County such a magical place. They know how to do it right out here, so I have no doubt that they're going to nail this on the head, and it's going to be great. But as for now, it still has that small town feel. It's charming. There is plenty of estate style lots. You can go out if you just want peace and quiet and still want that old town charm. You're still close enough to the city. It's not that far. I mean, you're 30 minutes to get to all your major stuff, 15 minutes to some big box stores. So really, I don't think that's an issue. I think it's in a pretty sweet spot. We're pretty far south, away from the airport, so if you're traveling a lot, it's probably not ideal. But then if you travel a lot, you're probably not looking in the country anyway. But I think there's a lot of opportunity here as far as an investment standpoint for property values to grow. If this even gets close to doing what like Overland Park did, or even Lenexa or Shawnee, then you're just going to see property values out here continue to grow. And I think a lot of that's going to happen over the next 10 years, especially as this plant goes in and all this development really accelerates and gets going. So it's going to be exciting times. It's going to be a lot of activity coming here, and it would be fun to kind of, everybody that's going to be coming in is going to be new. So if you're new, everybody's new at the same time. You'll be able to build those relationships in your neighborhood together as, as this place just is kind of a melting pot for people looking for employment, people looking for peace and quiet, people looking for the Midwest, for that dollar goes a long way cost of living experience. Because now, now we can all work from home, or most of us can. We're not having to check into the office every day. We don't need to live in those high cost of living areas. We can focus more on quality of life, saving some money, so we don't have to work our whole darn lives. And you can definitely stretch your dollar a little farther here in the Midwest. And this is just one of those quiet little towns on the west side of Kansas City, the state of Kansas. Well, should we go look at some houses now, see what we got going on? Let's do it. All right, here we go. All right, so here we are coming up on our first house right behind me. This one's coming in right at $260. There's not a lot of lower priced properties out here. We talked about DeSoto's not very small or not very big, so there's just not a lot on the market at the moment. But for $260, as you can see, this probably looks like a duplex, right? Multi-family, so there is 2 units combined here. Each side is for sale, and it's for $260 per side, so you can get the whole thing for, what's that, $520? Brand new construction. It is infill. I'll kind of do a spin around so you can see I'm definitely in kind of an older, more established. We're just kind of a stone's throw away from DeSoto City Center, so you can see some super old houses, kind of the old Victorian style on the street. They do have sidewalks over here, so close to town, which is nice because you're close to the pool, close to the parks, some of that fun stuff. But this is brand new, built this year, ready to go. So everything's LVP inside, nice and clean and white, solid countertops, new stainless steel appliances, all the good stuff you can ask for. This is coming in right at 1,200 square feet. So that the price on that I think is right around $195 a square foot, if I'm doing my math right. And it is a 3-bedroom, 2 full bath, 1-car garage. So that's kind of what we're seeing at the lower end. Of course, we're gonna keep stepping it up at each property, but just to know there is opportunities. They just don't come up a lot to kind of get in at that price point. But if you like the idea of investing, like we talked about earlier, something like this could be pretty sweet. Live in one side, rent the other out as property values if they do what my crystal ball says, continue to grow as this town grows. All right, let's go ahead and hit house number 2. All right, can you hear that wonderful dog? All right, house number 2 right behind me. What we've got here, priced at $465, is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. This house is sitting right on just about an acre. It's just under an acre on a quarter lot. This whole neighborhood is kind of a estate style lot, so everybody's sitting on a big piece of land. I'll kind of pan around so you can kind of see some of the neighbors too, but lots of elbow room out here. We're talking about elbow room. Kind of feels like the country. We're still just like 4 miles from DeSoto City Center. This one also comes with a shed. They're out kind of mowing now, so we'll see if I can get around the corner before catch the mower. But 24 by 24 outbuilding on the side of this house. You can pull RVs down the side. It's got a little lean-to on the side. So if you're into garages, that's why I kind of like to throw a property like this in the mix, because a lot of people, folks from California coming out, and even Chicago, kind of the city folks, when they're finding these properties that have all these amenities sitting on almost an acre, that's still close to town, still close to all this stuff, they're pretty impressed. I just like to throw these in every once in a while. Next, we're gonna go hit some new construction so you can see what that is on a smaller kind of postage stamp size lot, but there is plenty of this out here in DeSoto. You know, it's a small area, so again, there's not a lot on the market at the moment, but this is what you can get right now. That price point's coming in right at $232 a square foot. And we're just over 2,000 square feet with this property right here. And what else can I tell you? It's got a dog run out back, just lots of, I mean, there's 2-car garage parking on the house. And then you've got this outbuilding on the side of the house as well. So if you're a shop kind of guy or hobby, or you have a business that operates, you can operate out of something like that. You know, the sky is the limit. Everybody's working from home now, so I mean, just all kinds of projects and fun stuff you can do when you have space and all the elbow room that you'll have in a spot like this. So yeah, that's what you can get out here for that price. Let's go and check out some new construction or some newer neighborhoods and see what we can get when we bump up the price just a little bit more out here in DeSoto. All right, let's go. All right, so here we are at house number 3, and oh man, am I excited about this one. We are in a neighborhood that's mostly new construction, a lot of new. I'll kind of pan around so you're gonna have all the modern amenities like sidewalks. It's nice and flat. Everybody's driveway's the same color. Sod, everybody's starting out with fresh green grass, so it looks really good and nice. And this is Arbor Ridge, this house right behind me. I love these super contemporary looks on the outside. When I lived in Oregon for a few years back in 17, there was a lot of this, and I kind of fell in love with it and actually had a house similar to this, maybe not quite so contemporary, but anyway, I love the stone, the wood, the black, but what is even more special about this is the price, and that is $579 for new construction. This is coming in right at 2,400 square feet. The price per square foot on that is $237 a square foot for new construction. I will say on this one that it does back up to some estate style properties on the other side with a little buffer of trees. So you're not gonna have neighbors behind you on this one. And that's kind of one of the nice things about the new construction is you can come, I mean, these aren't massive subdivisions. We keep saying DeSoto is not big, it's continuing to grow, but a lot of these subdivisions, you can get in here and you can pick your lot, back it up to trees, get your walkout, all that good stuff. But super clean and white, everything new in there. You've got gas appliances. It's a 4-bedroom, 4 full bath. We've got 3-car garage on the front. So I don't know what more you could ask for. I love the, it's got the, what's the word I'm looking for? It's got like the commercial railings inside going up and down the steps. The covered deck on the back is massive and beautiful and looks after that private space. So anyway, we'll throw some photos up here so you can see the inside of it, but that's what you can get new construction. Now, we can go with new construction out here all the way up over $1 million, depending on how much of a lot size you want. and how many square feet you need. I'm not gonna go run through all that stuff, just kind of hit the basics out here. But for now, no, you can go anywhere from, you know, the mid twos all the way up to $1 million in DeSoto. So lots of cool stuff. This is one of my faves. It's available right now, and there's lots open you can build it on if this is kind of your style and you like DeSoto. But anyway, it's not about selling DeSoto or trying to find you something. It's all about you and what your goals are. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hitting all the subscribes and clicking all the buttons, and staying tuned and keep watching all of our videos. We hear that a lot. So I really appreciate you guys. Please let us know in the comments below if you have questions, if you need anything, but you can always reach out to us with that contact information in the description. So thanks for watching again, and we'll see you on the next one. And just remember, you've got a friend in the business. See you on the next one.